Title: Science can't explain these real-life monsters. We all love a good monster story. Legends of Bigfoot and Nessie have captivated us for centuries. We tell their stories around campfires and scour grainy photos for a glimpse of the impossible. But here's a wild thought. What if the strangest monsters weren't myths at all, but real animals, lurking in the unexplored corners of our planet? While science has debunked many legends, with studies repeatedly showing a lack of evidence for creatures like Bigfoot, it has also uncovered real-life animals that are stranger than any folktale. The deep ocean, the dense jungle, the vast, empty plains. These are some of the last frontiers for discovery on Earth. And in these places live animals so bizarre, they challenge what we thought we knew about life. We're not talking about myths. We're talking about flesh and blood creatures that are more alien than any legend. Tonight, we're counting down the planet's most elusive and awe-inspiring real-life monsters, separating jaw-dropping facts from fiction. What you are about to see has fascinated experts and proves our world is still full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Section 1. The Goblin Shark. Coming in at number 7, we have a creature that looks like it swam straight out of a nightmare. It's called the Goblin Shark, and it's a living fossil, a term for species that have stayed pretty much the same for millions of years. The Goblin Shark's family tree goes back 125 million years, meaning its ancestors were around when dinosaurs roamed the Earth. Found in the pitch-black abyss, thousands of feet down, this shark is rarely seen. Most of what we know comes from accidental catches in deep-sea fishing nets. It has a ghostly, pinkish-gray body that's soft and flabby, and a long, flat snout that looks like a blade. But that's not the scariest part. What makes the Goblin Shark a true monster is its jaw. When prey swims by, the shark's entire jaw structure launches forward from its face at terrifying speed, a mechanism called slingshot feeding. It's a biological trick so extreme, it seems to break the rules of nature and is one of a kind in the animal kingdom. Science can describe this wild adaptation, but plenty of questions remain. How in the world did such a complicated and bizarre feature evolve? How does this sluggish, slow-moving shark even survive in the crushing pressure and darkness of the deep? With each rare sighting, like the first one ever confirmed off the Canary Islands in April 2025, we get a few more clues, but the Goblin Shark remains one of the ocean's most startling and mysterious residents. Section 2. The Frilled Shark. Next up, at number 6, is another living fossil from the deep, a creature so serpentine it's believed to have inspired legends of sea serpents. Meet the frilled shark. Like its cousin the Goblin Shark, this shark is a holdover from another time, with a primitive body that has changed little in 80 million years. It has a long, dark brown, eel-like body that can stretch up to 6.5 feet. Its name comes from the 6 pairs of frilly gill slits that give it a strange, prehistoric look. But the real horror is inside its mouth. The frilled shark has about 300 needle-sharp, 3-pronged teeth set in 25 rows. Those teeth are designed for one thing: to make sure that once something is caught, it never, ever gets away. Living at depths between 400 and 4,200 feet, this shark is almost never seen where it lives. Scientists figure it hunts by bending its body and lunging forward like a snake, using its incredibly flexible jaws to swallow prey nearly half its own size whole. Because we so rarely meet one, much of its life is a complete mystery. We know very little about how it reproduces, how long it lives, or how many are out there. Each one brought up from the deep is like a ghost from the past, a living relic that reminds us just how little we know about the primeval horrors lurking in the abyss. Section 3. The Vampire Squid. Our number 5 creature isn't a shark, but it's just as monstrous, and it has a name to match: the vampire squid. Its scientific name, Vampiroteuthis infernalis literally translates to vampire squid from hell. But this creature doesn't actually drink blood. It got its name from its velvety, jet-black skin and the cloak-like webbing that connects its 8 arms. This football-sized cephalopod is a master of survival in one of the toughest environments on Earth, the oxygen minimum zone. This is a region between 2,000 and 3,000 feet deep where there's so little oxygen, most complex life can't survive. The vampire squid is the only cephalopod we know of that lives its entire life in this suffocating darkness. To pull this off, it has an ultra-efficient metabolism, the lowest of any deep-sea cephalopod, and special blue blood that carries oxygen way more effectively than its relatives. When threatened, it doesn't shoot out ink. Instead, it pulls its webbed arms up and over its body, turning itself inside out in a defensive move called the pineapple posture. It can also shoot a sticky, glowing mucus from its arm tips, a bioluminescent cloud that can blind and confuse a predator for up to 10 minutes while the squid makes its escape. Despite the terrifying name, it's not a predator, but a scavenger, feeding on marine snow, dead organic stuff that drifts down from above. How it thrives in such an extreme, oxygen-starved world, and the secrets of its glowing defenses, are questions that science is still working to fully understand. CTA mid-video, we're just getting started on our journey into the world of real-life monsters, and believe me, the creatures only get stranger from here. If you find this stuff as fascinating as we do, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our future investigations. And drop a comment below. Which of these animals freaks you out the most so far? Alright, let's get back to the countdown. Section 4. The colossal and giant squids. For our fourth spot, we've got a 2 for 1 of legendary sea monsters that turned out to be terrifyingly real. The giant squid and the colossal squid. For centuries, tales of the Kraken, a tentacled beast big enough to pull ships to the ocean floor, were just sailors' stories. But eventually, science caught up with the legend. First, the giant squid. Living deep in the ocean, it wasn't even photographed alive in its natural habitat until 2004, and the first video wasn't captured until 2012. These giants are thought to grow up to 43 feet long, but for all their size, we know very little about their lives. They are one of the world's largest invertebrates, yet their behavior, how they reproduce, and their true maximum size are still largely a mystery. But then there's its even more mysterious and beefy cousin, the colossal squid. While the giant squid is longer, the colossal squid is heavier and more powerful, weighing up to a mind-boggling 1,100 pounds. It lives in the freezing waters around Antarctica, even deeper than the giant squid. Its body is bigger and bulkier, and its tentacles aren't just armed with suckers, but with sharp, swiveling hooks, lethal weapons for grabbing large fish in the total darkness. The colossal squid has the largest beak of any squid and is thought to be a sit-and-wait predator, just lurking in the dark for prey to swim by. To this day, no one has ever seen a fully grown colossal squid in its natural environment. With these animals, the line between fact and fiction gets blurry. They might not be sinking ships, but the epic battles between them and their main predator, the sperm whale, which we know happened from the sucker and hook scars left on the whale's skin, are very real. These deep-sea titans prove that sometimes the myths are true. Section 5. The saiga antelope. Moving from the ocean depths to the vast, remote steppes of Central Asia, our number 3 monster isn't scary because of its teeth or tentacles. It's scary because of its alien-like appearance and the mysterious plague that haunts it. This is the saiga antelope. At first glance, the saiga looks like it's from another planet. Its most bizarre feature is its huge, flexible nose that hangs over its mouth. This strange nose acts like a high-tech air filter, warming up freezing winter air and filtering out dust during dry summer migrations. But this incredible adaptation couldn't save the saiga from a mysterious and horrifying event. In May of 2015, something catastrophic and inexplicable happened. Herds of saiga just started dying. Healthy animals, many of them new mothers, would suddenly get tired, collapse, and die within hours. In just 3 weeks, over 200,000 saiga were gone, more than 60% of the entire world's population at the time. The steppes were littered with their bodies, a truly apocalyptic scene. Scientists were baffled. What could kill so many, so fast? After a massive investigation, they found the killer, a common bacterium called *Pasteurella multicida*, which usually lives harmlessly in the antelope's tonsils. For reasons that still aren't perfectly clear, a specific combo of unusually high temperature and humidity seems to have flipped a switch, turning the harmless bacteria into a deadly poison that caused fatal blood poisoning. This mass death event was unlike anything seen before in large mammals. It's a terrifying reminder that sometimes, the most monstrous events in nature are caused by an invisible enemy we're still struggling to understand. Section 6. The giant siphonophore. For our runner-up at number 2, we have a creature that messes with the very definition of what an animal is. It looks like a single, impossibly long, ropey thing floating in the deep ocean, but it's actually a massive colony of thousands of tiny, specialized organisms all working together. This is the giant siphonophore. Siphonophores are not single creatures, they are colonial animals. Each one is a collection of genetically identical clones called zooids. Some zooids are for catching prey, others for digesting, some for reproduction, and others for swimming. They're so interconnected they can't survive alone, basically functioning as one unified superorganism. While most siphonophores are small, the giant siphonophore can reach incredible lengths. One was recorded at over 150 feet long, making it one of the longest animals in the world, longer than a blue whale. These creatures drift through the twilight zone of the ocean, acting as a living, glowing drift net. Many of them are bioluminescent. When they bump into something, their long stem can glow with an eerie blue or green light, probably to lure prey into their curtain of stinging tentacles. The sheer complexity of their life as a colony is just mind-boggling. How do thousands of tiny units coordinate to move, hunt, and reproduce as a single being? How did this bizarre form of life even evolve? Siphonophores blur the line between an individual and a community, a living, breathing monster made of a million smaller parts. They are a biological puzzle, a floating, glowing testament to the boundless and often baffling creativity of evolution. Section 7. The II. And now, for the number 1 spot on our list. We leave the ocean and travel to the dark forests of Madagascar to find a creature so strange and so feared, it's considered a demon and a bad omen by local people. This is the II. The II is the world's largest nocturnal primate, and it looks like it was stitched together from the parts of other animals. It has the fur of a raccoon, the ears of a bat, a squirrel's bushy tail, and rodent-like teeth that never stop growing. But its most unsettling feature is its hands. It has long, spindly fingers, with a third finger that is exceptionally long, thin, and almost skeletal. That finger is the key to its unique hunting method, known as percussive foraging. The II taps on tree bark up to 8 times a second, using its huge, sensitive ears to listen for echoes, a form of echolocation to find grub larvae hidden in the wood. Once it locates a grub, it gnaws a hole with its powerful teeth and then uses that terrifyingly long, skeletal middle finger to hook the grub and pull it out. It is the only primate in the world that fills the same role as a woodpecker. Its monstrous appearance has led to tragic results. In local folklore, the II is seen as a harbinger of evil. Some myths claim that if it points its bony finger at you, you're marked for death. Because of these superstitions, the animal is often killed on sight, making it an endangered species. It was even thought to be extinct in 1933, only to be rediscovered 24 years later. The II is a perfect example of a real-life monster, a creature whose bizarre, almost alien biology has made it a figure of myth and fear, and a puzzle that continues to fascinate the scientific world. Conclusion: so, from the alien jaws of the goblin shark to the demonic finger of the II, the real world is filled with creatures far stranger and more mysterious than any legend. These animals push the boundaries of what we thought we knew, living in extreme environments and evolving in ways we're only just beginning to grasp. They remind us that for all our technology and exploration, our planet still holds deep, dark secrets. There are still monsters in the shadows. The only question is, what other undiscovered wonders are still out there, waiting to be found? What do you think is the most bizarre creature still hiding on Earth? Let us know your theories down in the comments. Thanks for watching.